What's up, TappN fam? We're back with another Shots O'Clock series where we bring you the insider secrets on the nightlife in your city by sitting down with the movers and shakers of the industry itself. Now, they say a great night out starts with great customer service, and we have the pleasure of sitting down with two individuals who specialize in prioritizing that for the customer. Ladies and gentlemen, from Play Bar and Grill, we have the exclusive playmates, Emily and Bri. Ladies, we appreciate you taking the time to tap in with us.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, to dive in a little bit, a lot of people don't know what goes into being a bartender or a bottle service girl. So walk me through how you got into this industry, Emily, if you don't mind starting.
So getting into this industry, I used to own a daycare and I was with kids 12 hours a day. I was talking to babies 12 hours a day. So once it just came too time consuming when it came to like, okay, I'm only talking to kids. I need something to balance it out. I looked into doing hookah service. And then from hookah service, I did bartending. So that's kind of how I grew into it.
Okay. What about you, Bri?
Okay, so we've been friends forever. So we actually started doing hookah together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how I started in bars, and I was seeing the type of money that bartenders were making. So I slowly transitioned into bartending.
Okay. Now, what is a typical day? Walk me through how you would start your day leading up until the end of your shift, if you don't mind. You can summarize it because I'm sure there's a lot that goes into it.
First things first, you want to start off with turning your music on.
Okay.
You open up your bar by turning your music on, making sure that you're creating your own vibe, getting your mental in, get your mental together because you deal with so many different people throughout the day. You got people that have great days, people that's dropping off their own baggage. So you want to make sure that like whatever they need, you can give off to them. Because when it comes to customer service, it's really hard to like manage if you bring your own baggage into it. But like you want to make sure you got enough ice for all the drinks, turn on the TV so people can be entertained even when they're not talking to you.
Right.
Just open up the doors and stuff like that. And then by that time, you're pretty ready. Because if you work at a good bar like Play, then you'll have everything you need to start off.
Oh, say that. Say that. So what about personally? What the music obviously sets the tone,
Yeah.
but when you start your day, how do you prepare to before you even get into work?
Really, I just try to make sure I decompress before I walk in
I know that's right.
because, like she said, you do get a lot of people, you get a lot of different energies. So you got to make sure you're able to carry that throughout your shift. But basically, you kind of want to walk into there like, I'm about to be somebody's therapist today.
Okay.
So
That's an interesting take.
yeah, so with the music, you definitely want to create like a very calm, chill like vibe though. But of course, quality, good music,
Okay.
I like to start with R&B personally.
Ooh, I like that.
So yeah, you definitely want to do that. Definitely get your fruits ready. Just make sure everything's cleaned off, ready for your customers to walk in and enjoy themselves or talk to you.
Now you said therapist. Now I'm sure. Now I've been to a bar and sometimes I yap at the mouth a little bit, but I'm sure you guys hear some wild stories. You got anything in specific that stands out?
Oh, absolutely. So it's been times where I'm opening and closing, so I see everybody. It's been times where I done seen somebody on a date at 3 p.m. and then 9 p.m. they're back again, but not with the same
Different date?
factor.
Ooh.
So I always hit them with the, hey, I haven't seen you in so long. So my tip got to be a little bit better today, huh?
Yeah, facts. Lincoln, go ahead. Use what you got. I love that. I love that.
Definitely have seen plenty of lovers quarrels, that's for sure. Um, that's really the messiest thing I would say I see throughout the day. You just like shake your head because why are you bringing your business out in public like that?
Facts. I can only imagine. You said date at 3 p.m., then again at 9.
Then, that's how people feel safe with you.
Okay, yeah, right. I was just gonna say because if I'm popping out, I gotta know you, and I gotta know that you gonna either like you gotta be an assist, right?
Yeah.
It's gotta be an alley oop. I can't be setting myself up for failure. Not that I would do that personally, but just knowing. Okay. So what keeps you in the service industry, if you don't mind me asking? Is it the money, the lifestyle, or something else?
It's a little bit of all of that. The biggest thing is I have kids. I have 3 kids.
Okay,
So-
you wear it well.
Thank you. But it allows me to adjust my schedule as much as I want, as much as I need, especially working for great people. They understand that. They like, Emily's a mom first.
Okay.
And the second thing is definitely the money. Definitely the money. I'm able to do whatever I need to, whatever I want to, take my kids out of town as much as I want to, take myself out. definitely between those two
Okay.
things.
I would say the money and the time for me. Working like I used to be like in corporate America, administrative duties or whatever, and I make more money within an 8-hour shift bartending than I was sitting down behind a computer desk.
Oh wow.
Not
You're a
only that,
business.
not only that though, I don't have to work a full 40 hours a week to make a decent income. So that's what kept me in bartending because no lie, the lifestyle. At some point, I was in school at one point, and it did kind of become draining for me. You know, I had personal things going on as well. So I was gonna try to maneuver out of the nightlife, but Emily, she calls me like, "I have a great opportunity."
That's what friends are for.
Absolutely. So I said, you know what? I said I'll test the waters. Got there. I've known David, who is a part of Play Now, I've known him forever.
Okay.
So I was definitely comfortable coming in there with him. But they create just such a great atmosphere for the girls, very comfortable. It's very coach like. We don't feel like we have to walk on eggshells with them. And they allow us to have fun as well. But
Love that.
they keep professional.
Right, as they should.
So yeah.
Okay. So what's your favorite part about working in the nightlife scene in Cleveland specifically?
It doesn't feel like work.
Oh.
It doesn't feel like work. Nobody. We work at Play Now, so it's a great atmosphere, like she said, and it's like family. Um, and we work for David, and Dave is just a God-fearing person. It's not many people like that, and we don't ever get to deal with people that are not creeps. And Dave brought us into his last spot that he had, and then now having Play, it's really not work. You are with your family. You're making money. You don't even realize it's times where I don't even count the money I have, and I'm like, I forgot how much I made. And I have a day job, and it's times where I'm like, oh God, I didn't realize I got a direct deposit from my other job because we make so much money, and you don't even realize the money you make because you have so much fun.
I love that. I love that. Um, so you heightened a little bit. It's the first time you haven't had to work for a creep per se. Now you hear whispers in the nightlife, and we already recognize that bottle service girls or bartenders in general, women in general, don't get the respect that they deserve in this industry. So what are some ways that you establish boundaries in these settings, not just with the staff, but maybe with the customers as well?
To establish those type of boundaries, um, about 3 years ago, I was known as the bartender that is mean at the end of the night.
Okay.
The bartender that doesn't play. I didn't care who the owner was. I was flipping switches on at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. and saying, "Bar's closed. We're not doing anything else," because I was out by 2:30. There's nothing you could keep me ever at the bar past then. I was just real stern. You got to be real stern. Back in the day, I I worked for somebody years and years ago, and the assistant manager told me, like, "I'm not gonna put you on schedule because if I do, the owner's gonna try you." I'm like, "What you mean?" And I was like very new into the bar industry. He was like, "If you say no, he's gonna take you off and that's when you're fired." I said, "Okay."
Interesting.
And then I would notice girls behind me that came after me. And I would notice like, "Oh, you're going to the back room. Why are you getting counted out in the back room?" And I just wouldn't ask questions because I'm not gonna ask anything that has nothing to do with me. And I'm not gonna try to find out.
So emphasizing on that a little bit, and I usually say this for the end, but while we're on this topic, what advice would you have to a young woman coming into the industry as far as setting those boundaries or being able to vocalize? Like, I know it's nice having friends collectively that you guys kind of secure a bond together, but what else would you recommend to these individuals coming in?
Make it black and white. Use your motto as no money and honey. Don't mix it. Do not mix your money and honey.
Exactly.
Because you're just like anybody else, they can wash their hands with you. And when you're not useful to them anymore, they can easily do that. And it's not a good feeling. You'll get wrapped up in thinking somebody really likes you and thinking it's more than just a work husband. And you'll feel like you're worthless after that. And I would definitely, that's my biggest advice I could give any male or female, because you can mess up friendships. There's male bartenders out there now too. They're amazing. I hate working with them because they make way more money than that. Hate working with them.
You are?
They're amazing.
Okay.
I would say the men that's in this industry, they're all amazing.
Fire.
Yeah.
Bri, have you had a similar experience?
As far as dealing with a creep, of course. Um, like she said, just keep it very black and white. Because you do kind of still you're to be honest with you, you're in a lustful environment. Let's start there. We wear lustful outfits. So of course you're gonna have men try to approach you, even women too, approach you. But another thing that I see a lot, people try to grab. And that you have to be very stern with. I don't know. I mean, I guess people see some skin. And I tell somebody, I say, hey, do you see a name there? Then don't touch it.
Clock that.
So definitely, like she said, establish those boundaries. Don't ever make yourself feel uncomfortable. And the moment that you do have to stand up for yourself, especially being a woman. You have a lot of times where people will even believe what you say, what you have gone through, but they still brush it off because it's so common now to be, assaulted in a way. So definitely, and if you feel comfortable, leave. It's not worth the baggage that you take home with that feeling of somebody taking advantage of you.
Right.
Like she said, don't mix your honey and your money either. You are gonna immediately pressure yourself, thinking that you have to, even outside of work, be up to this person's standards to make ends meet. So don't put yourself in that position either. Not a good feeling.
Listen, I appreciate y'all sharing that insight with us because I feel like, one, that's something that's not vocalized enough. And I feel like other people in this industry need to know that they have a voice and there are other people who feel like this. And as a collective, you guys are stronger as long as you are all setting this boundary.
It's okay to say no.
And it's okay to say no. Yes, yes. Okay, well, let's lighten the mood a little bit. But what is one thing that you feel like you should change about how the bottle girls or bartenders are treated in this industry?
How that change? How they're treated, you said?
One thing you would change.
These girls are so much more outside of the bar. Some girls are not just fun. Not just fun, not just for the moment. These girls have kids. These girls have career. Well, I will say, being a bartender, that is a career as well. Don't ever let somebody diminish that because some people, that's all that they do. And that is perfectly fine. But like some people are nurses. Some people, they're not just this fun girl. So treat them with dignity. They're no lesser than anybody else. And just actually respect them.
I love that.
Okay, I'll piggyback off that. Definitely respect. But you know what else? You should respect the hustle. Just like you would respect a businessman who has his own business, you should respect a bartender or a bottle girl that same way. If you seen what goes on behind the scenes, what we have to do to prepare to make your experience enjoyable, then you will respect the hustle more. But not only just prepare for that experience, also what we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Because regardless of the fact, we do you should, just be respectful, period. But the industry we work in, it's not always that way, especially because alcohol is involved.
Right.
And a lot of, true colors come out.
Okay.
And people, can act like they don't have any sense. But just respect the hustle. I've had a guy try to make me feel less than because I'm a bartender. He said, hey, I'm making an exception for you because you're a bartender. I said, well, first and foremost, you don't pay my bills. So if you did that, maybe I would be a little bit more keen to what you're saying to me. But until then, knock it off. Secondly, who are you to judge me just because I'm in this environment?
And they don't know how much you make or what you doing.
They don't know anything about it. All you see is some little shorts and you make an assumption. If you ask me about my day-to-day and what I go through, then maybe you know a little bit more. But
To know you at least.
exactly. They're just, narrow-minded individuals.
Yeah. As most men
yeah,
are.
definitely
I can't apologize for my whole species, but we real recognize real.
Yeah, just respect us. So I would say, just like you would respect a businessman, respect me. I'm at work just like the next person.
Okay. Now, I want to talk about play exclusively a little bit because you guys just had your brand opening, which is why you lost your voice.
My voice is gone. Play too much.
That was good. Yeah, I like that. So the grand opening happened. Walk me through, why is play so different than these other places that you may have worked at in the past?
I would say the biggest difference is David. And I don't mean to just keep drawing his name, but David is really a God-fearing person that you're gonna feel safe around. You're gonna feel safe. You're gonna be heard. He's gonna make sure you have everything you need. He's not gonna, no matter what. He has me as his bar manager, and he does not throw too much on me. He knows my day-to-day life with my kids and just everything else that I do and try to have time for myself. But everything is just everyone is understanding there. Everyone has a great chemistry. He's been amazing. He picked out all the girls single-handedly.
Okay.
And he checks in with me to make sure, like, what you think about her. But like ultimately he picks everyone out and he's done great. Like I don't know if she's gonna mix. And then he'll get a little insight from me. But all the girls, I call them American sweethearts.
Okay.
We all have this type of happiness in us. And even if you don't have happy days every single moment of your life, you make sure like you drop it at the door. Everybody comes in happy to see each other. We are not all friends beforehand.
Right.
We were not all friends. So like just like meeting girls from all over. He has girls like traveling 2 hours to come. Yeah, like
Wow.
everybody doesn't live in Cleveland.
Okay.
So like to be able to mesh with girls like that, and then everything we have going on is very fun. We have different specials. Not a lot of people have the menus that we have, or the specials with our sections. I love working there because we give different things. Like our sections come with hookah and wings. Where you getting that at? Where you getting that at?
Nowhere from now you got
One West Town.
I know where I'm going. Okay.
Exactly. Go make sure you eat and you have a good tour.
Okay.
I would say the professionalism in there. They have a pride of how they carry themselves. They want to create we want to create, obviously, but I'm saying who I work for. They want to create a great reputation. So me representing that, it definitely makes me more eager to work there. I love coming to work every day. So definitely that, but also every day our manager's asking, how you doing? How you feeling? How was your day?
Beautiful.
And even if it wasn't a good day, they're going to talk you through it. And something I did want to touch on in the industry that you can do, because it could be something business, it could be something personal, doesn't matter. It's so much networking in that industry. It's ridiculous. You don't know who you're meeting. It could be an athlete, business owner, real estate agent. You don't know who you're meeting. You just know at that moment, we both human, we're talking and we're decompressing or whatever the case may be for that day. But yeah, they definitely, they care about us as a staff, as a whole. And another thing I like is the constructive criticism. If they feel like you're lacking somewhere, they're going to tell you, and they'll even make sure you get the proper training that you need so they can feel like you're up to par for your job.
I love that, as opposed to belittling you for not
Exactly.
meeting the industry standard.
Absolutely.
And I love how, as the girls, we make each other comfortable. Like, it's been so many times, like, either I'm out of town or I'm asleep. I'll tell the girls, like, I don't care what time it is. FaceTime me. I will walk you through it. First time a girl did it was 1 a.m. I'm like, huh. I'm like, yeah, you got to flip this switch, and there's 2 switches in the back.
Okay.
She's like, okay, thank you so much.
That's fire. That's fire. I love that. And I love how you guys have, you say you didn't start off as friends, but you've developed into this close-knit family.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I love my playmates.
That's awesome.
For sure.
And I love that the playmates, that's fire. I give y'all play bar and girls playmates.
Yeah.
I like that. So you guys have been obviously out to other areas, done some traveling. How does the bar scene or the nightlife in Cleveland compare to other areas, would you say?
I would say it's up and coming. Up and coming. A lot of people don't want to spend certain amount of money or pay at the door, or it's been times I paid $125 for hookah and didn't have a problem with it. But you come to Cleveland, you don't want to pay $50 for it.
Facts.
So, but I definitely think the city has a lot of amazing places that are already open, that are opening, and that's why, like at Play, we definitely try to create a type of scenery, create aesthetics, create. Well, we really do cater to the women a lot. I would say that.
As you should.
When you come in, you'll see like we got these red lips on the wall. We got mirrors everywhere you look. So the girls love to take pictures.
Okay.
And the thing is, we know the girls bring the guys.
Okay. Right.
Absolutely. Piggyback over her. Definitely up and coming. When I had took a little mini break from bartending and I was just going out, being the consumer,
Okay.
I definitely felt the way that other people feel.
Okay.
This is not Las Vegas. This is not Houston. This is not Atlanta. I'm not paying this. What are we doing? So I will say that before I even worked at Play, I was going there and I loved it instantly, the vibe, the people that it brought. So I think like Give it time. Like, this city has a lot of potential. So with us, like I said, want to keep that standard as far as, being in the club scene. I think we are about to really grow this year. It's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, no, I can see that for you guys.
And then too, with the team that we have, I also think that as well.
Well, I interviewed somebody a couple weeks ago, actually the owner of this venue here, Lounge at CLE, and he said something that really stuck with me is when you go out and you're spending these prices, you're not spending for the alcohol, you're spending for the experience. Yes. And you guys seem to have really curated that experience for your customers.
Yeah, we try to make it as fun as possible. Like, we come out with the sparklers, we come out with the bubbles, we come out with the sign, we make it say whatever. First of all, I will say I have not seen any other like bar, lounge, or club have the digital
I
signs.
saw your digital signs. Yeah.
Nice. But the thing is, like, just being a bottle girl before, fumbling with those letters, people wait like 30 minutes for their bottle.
From consuming.
With this, it takes like 20 seconds. Type it out, love
I
it.
would have never thought of that.
I hope nobody steal it.
Right.
It's amazing. And then, like, we like to hype people up that like do spend a lot of money. All right, I see you getting like 3 bottles. We have like the money poppers.
Okay. Yeah. So, what do you feel would make the nightlife scene in Cleveland better, whether it be for the customer or for you as the workers?
I could speak on that. Love my city to death, but we have to do a better job at our behavior. We are way too old to be coming outside angry, wanting to tear up establishments or be disrespectful to the employees, or just having a rude, bad attitude. It's too much fun here for that to happen because it's nights where I have gone out and same people had a ball. I couldn't even believe I was home. That's how much fun I was having. So definitely I would say the behavior, like it starts there because how the customers behave is how we have to kind of move around our job. Yeah. So if we know that you can come into an establishment, you can act like you have some sense, like you're an adult, it's going to make that experience 10 times better. But also they, when they don't act accordingly, they shun away other people. That's not good for anybody. It's not good for the customer or the employee. You're ruining their experience and you're ruining my money.
Just imagine one of our Columbus girls driving all the way out here and then we get shut down early because of a fight. Imagine that she drove over 2 hours to not make money.
Very inconsiderate, to say the least.
Yeah, and I guess the average customer isn't thinking about all the things that go into that. They just showing up and acting the ass.
I think something that will make our nightlife better is dress to impress. Please, I don't want you anywhere.
Bring back girls wearing dresses and heels.
Yes, please.
Please.
I love a nice fly girl though. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
That you could like make a dope jogging suit and like really nice sneakers. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Only some girls can pull that off.
Right.
But come outside looking nice. Come outside like you about to find your husband or wife.
Ooh, okay.
Right. I think that also plays into what I was saying about the customers' behavior. When they had to dress up more, they weren't finding that much.
Right, back when you had to do business casual in the club.
When the bank was open.
Yes.
With the peplum.
We outside right after the gig with the ties still on.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But that definitely plays a part. If you come in with a good attitude, we're going to have good attitudes. Everybody going to have a good time. And then to another thing I do like to do, I engage with because we do have sections too. And sometimes it's not